Good morning, everyone. First of all, thank you so much to providing me this opportunity to introduce myself. I am Vishal Kumar. Basically, I am from district Bilaspur of Himachal Pradesh, but now currently I am doing job in Shimla, and I have done my Bachelor of Science from Himachal Pradesh University. Then I have done my Bachelor of Education as well as Master of Education from Himachal Pradesh University Shimla, and I qualified my both Central Teacher Eligibility Test as well as State Teacher Eligibility Test and UGC NET examination also. So student, today we introduce a new member in our number system. So in our junior classes, we studied about the natural number, then whole numbers come, integer, rational, irrational, and in our 10th standard, we know about the real number. Now question arises, is real number is the last number or any number beyond the real number? So we'll discuss about a case in our 10th class from the quadratic equation. In quadratic equation, the general form of quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Here a, b, c is any real number and x is your variable. And second condition, a is not equal to 0. It means coefficient of x square can never be 0. Otherwise, this is your not a quadratic equation. So remember, in this case, when we find the roots of quadratic equation, three cases arises. Now case 1, when the value of discriminant is greater than 0. Discriminant is nothing but value of b square minus 4ac. Now first case, discriminant is less than 0. Now second case, when discriminant is equal to 0. Now third case, when discriminant is less than 0. Now these three cases come when we solve the roots of this quadratic equation by the formula minus v plus minus under root v square minus 4ac upon 2a. This is the formula to solve the quadratic equation and find the value of x, that is your variable. And these three cases arises. First case, when d, this b square minus 4ac is greater than 0. Then second case, b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. And third case, when b square minus 4ac is less than 0. In first case, when d is greater than 0, then two values of x comes with real values. Then two real and distinct values comes. In case of when d discriminant is greater than 0, two real and distinct values come. When d is equal to 0, then two real and equal values comes. But third case is most important case, when d is less than 0. When d is less than 0, then in 10th class we call them there is no real value. There is no real value. So this case is important. And in case number 3, we introduce a new member in our number system. So discuss this case briefly. So take an example. Suppose we take an example x square plus 1 is equal to 0. This is a quadratic equation in which the coefficient of x square is 1 and the power of variable is 2. That's why this is your quadratic equation. And the second step, x square is equal to minus 1. Now this case arises when we put any value of x, any real value of x, then any real value of x square is never negative. So in this case, x is equal to under root minus 1. So we call it imaginary number. Imaginary number is the number which we cannot represent on the number line. We call it imaginary number. As well as real number. Real number is a number in which we represent all the real numbers in the number line. Now, in case of imaginary number, we introduce a word iota represented by I. Iota is nothing but under root minus 1. So under root minus 1 is iota. We represent under root minus 1 as iota, and iota is the solution for this quadratic equation, and we can call iota is the roots of this quadratic equation, x square plus 1 is equal to 0. So we introduce a new number, that is imaginary number, and one another number, that is our name of the topic, is complex number. Complex number is nothing but it is the combination of two numbers. One is real number and second is your imaginary number. In the general form of complex number, it is denoted by z is equal to a plus iota b. In this case, z represents the complex number and a and b is your real number and iota is your imaginary number. The value of iota is under root of minus 1. The value of iota is equal to under root of minus 1. Now, in this complex number, there is two terms. There is two terms a and iota b. First term, that is a, and second is iota b. First term is called as real part of your complex number. Z is equal to a plus iota b. In this, a is your real part and iv, yani iota b is your imaginary part. This is called imaginary part iota b because in this case iota is multiplied by any real number b. So iota makes iota b an imaginary part of this complex number. Now we will discuss how we add and subtract two complex numbers. And you also know, when we talk about real number, the addition subtraction is so easy. And 1 plus 3, there is two real number, 1 is and 3. And the addition of 1 plus 3 is 4 and 1 minus 3. The subtraction of 1 minus 3 is minus of 2. But in case of complex number, the things get changed. It is nearby similar to that. In case of complex number, when we add 3 plus 2 iota, it is an example of complex number. When we add that with another complex number, 5 plus 3 iota, then remember that always real number, any real part added with the real part, and imaginary part is added with the imaginary part. Then the answer comes 3 plus 5 and plus 2 iota plus 3 iota and 5, 6, 7, 8. Then 8 plus 5 iota is your 5 final answer. So remember that thing, when we add two complex number, then real part is added to the real part and imaginary part is added to the imaginary part. Now in case of subtraction, the things will same. The real part subtracted from the real part and imaginary part is subtracted from the imaginary part. Take a same example, 2 plus 3 plus 2 iota minus 5 plus 3 iota. Now, real part is subtracted by the real part, यानी real part के साथ, तो 3 minus 5 plus 2 iota minus 3 iota, 3 minus 5 is your minus 2 and minus iota, so minus 2 minus iota is your final answer. So remember that when you add the complex number, real number yani real part is added to the real part and imaginary part is added to the imaginary part. And in case of subtraction, the things will same. Real part is added to the real part and subtracted to the real part, and imaginary part is subtracted to the imaginary part. Now this is the basic of complex number. So complex number is nothing but it is the combination of real number and imaginary number. So this is our new member of number system. Thank you so much.